Hi, welcome back. In the last build, a lot of you asked me questions if it is important for every pioneer to know how to build on top of the RPC that the Pi network just released for the testnet. And the short answer is no, it is not compulsory for every pioneer to know. This is more of for developers to know and for people who are interested on building on top of the testnet, so that as soon as it is released into the mainnet, you will be ready with an app that you've built and people can use. So what I'm actually building here, I'm actually showing you guys how you can utilize the Pi RPC, build on top of it so that other pioneers can use. So today, I'm going to continue with the dashboard that I built. This dashboard connects directly to the testnet and gives us real data information of what is going on in the blockchain. So as you can see here, it shows us the node health. At this point, it is okay. It also now informs us of the current slots, which is this, and it gives us a whole lot of other data. So we're going to be following it, but I will improve on this live so that you can see how it is. Another thing you guys asked me is, must you know how to use this? You really don't need to know exactly how to use this. This is a different tutorial entirely on how to use Cloud Code. We're going to build a wallet for the RPC. This wallet would connect to the blockchain and give us accounts of what the wallet is doing. It's going to query the blockchain to show us the balances of the wallet, the transactions by the wallet, paste in the wallet, and we'll get everything about that wallet. We're going to build that feature right here in this video. I'm also going to be adding navigations and shareable links on this dashboard so that you'll see how that works as well. So at the end, you'll be able to view it yourself, because right in this video, I'm going to be hosting it live so that you guys can actually view this dashboard, use the dashboard wherever you are watching me all over the world. So the first thing I'm going to do, as you see, the dashboard is currently live and everything you're seeing here are real data. They're not forged, they're not mocked, they are real data from the blockchain of the Pi network. I'm going to ask Cloud Code to host this particular dashboard so that you guys can have access to it real time. Let me set up my screen so that you guys can see. I'm going to put Cloud Code on one side and then the dashboard on the other side. I'm going to give Claude this command. What I did was simply ask Claude to host this dashboard in the cloud so that you guys can have access to it. I'll be leaving the link to this dashboard in the description of this video so that you guys can have access to it. I'll be sharing the link in the description of this video, so take your time, go there, click on it, and play with it. You can search, you can do anything. So in the subsequent videos, we'll be updating the dashboard. If you guys can come up with anything that you want me to build into it, let me know. We'll look at it. If it is viable, if it's something that can happen, then we'll just build it. So it's done now, and it's telling me that it's live on this particular link. I'll be leaving the link, remember. So let me try out the link and see if it gives us, if it is live. So it's actually live. Anyone can view it now. So let's proceed with the first step, the feature we're going to build today. I'm going to take it as simple as easy. I'm not going to explain anything too technical. I'm just going to be very, very simple. I'm going to give you this prompt. So what I just simply said is you should open the existing file. Just put some few functions, all right, like the get balance, the get account information, get transaction count. I just wanted to create a wallet whereby I'll be able to search and get account information that any user can actually go in and get balance of any wallet, and then get the transaction content of that wallet, transaction counts of that wallet, sorry. So that's just what I've asked you to do. Nothing fancy, nothing too much. So let's see it build. And since we have it side by side, you'll be seeing it change over here in real time. So we'll see all that happen. So Claude is saying that it's added the 3 functions. Types added is the account info, transaction signature, confirmation status, info results, and then it did some error handling as well. So I'm going to give you the next prompt to proceed. This prompt again is very simple. Create a new page. This page should have a clean search input, because now I want to create a feature where I can search. All right, since I've asked it to create the functions where it could give us the results of account balance, you could get the transaction count, you can get the account information. Now we need to create a page where we can operate that feature. Hope you understand what I'm saying. So I've asked it now to create a page that now allows us to interact with the feature we just created. So once it's done with that, I'm going to ask it to push so that we can actually see it live here. As a matter of fact, let me just add that in. Claude is saying everything has been deployed, everything is live at this. Yes, we're there already. The wallet page is now at this, and it's done that. But it said it's created it, but there's no button or link from the main page to take us to the wallet page. But before then, let me just see the wallet page. So if I click on this, it's going to open the wallet page. Okay, this is the wallet page. It has a button that says go back to dashboard, but it doesn't have a button. I can't find any button that takes me to that page. Okay, so what I just did is I said to Claude, I said there's no button from the home page that takes me to the wallet page. Could you fix this and also create a proper navbar that handles this going forward? So it's going to create a navigation bar so I can see the buttons we create. Each time we now create a new feature, it's going to give us a button that can take us to that page so we can test. Okay, second attempt, it says everything is live now. So let's refresh this and see. So there you go. You have the dashboard here, you have the wallet here, the dashboard, and then the wallet. So I can switch from from dashboard to wallet to work on this. So right here you can now key in. But before I test this, or before we do anything, what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue because now we've created a wallet. As you can see here, I've created a wallet. Mind you, I'm going to search directly to the testnet. Until the Pi network moves this feature to open mainnet, this is just going to exist on the testnet. When it switches to mainnet, it will become active automatically on mainnet. So I'm going to pass this next prompt to Claude, which is now going to build more flesh, give more flesh to this wallet section. Because here I'm saying in this wallet section, so this component just build some components for me. I'll be needing a summary card at the top. I'll be needing current balance. I'll be needing total number of transactions, a status badge, a transaction history. Okay, so we're done now. It says there's a summary card, transaction list, 7-day activity bar chart. Then there's architecture change. Everything is done. So it's also deployed immediately. So I'm going to refresh this again to see if we have any change. Paste the Pi Testnet wallet address here. So all I need to do is just paste one wallet address here. So let me copy one and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm going to paste my wallet, Testnet wallet address in here. Well, fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. It says address not found. This address was not found on the Pi Testnet. Double click the address and try again. Okay, let's try again. Or maybe I have the wrong address actually. So let me try another address. Okay, so I have another random wallet address. I'm going to cancel this and paste the new wallet address in and say fingers crossed. It's still saying address not found. This address was not found on the Pi Testnet. Double check. So I'm going to take this error message and at the same time give it to Claude. All right, so that Claude can look into it and let me know exactly what to do next. Okay, so I just fixed the problem. I think it's a bug. The AI I didn't understand everything. So I just fixed it. After putting in the error, I was able to fix it. So let me try it again. I'm going to go ahead and try this same wallet first. So I've refreshed now and I'm going to try this same wallet. Okay, fantastic. As you can see, it says this wallet has a balance of 105.7 and a transaction for receipts. It gives me all this transaction. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to show you guys on screen my testnet wallet. Then I will copy the address and then put it here so that you guys can compare exactly what I have in my testnet wallet to what you see on the screen. So let me show you guys my testnet wallet. So this is Pi network. So I'm going to log in now. I'm going to click on wallet, unlock with Face ID. Then I'll move this to testnet. All right, so this is my Pi Testnet wallet, and this is exactly what I have in it. So I'm going to copy this. So I'll clear this out and I'll paste this here and click search. So it's supposed to give me exactly what I have here, and as you can see, it is exactly what I have here. 70.2 is exactly what I have right here. Now, where you see 10 recent transactions is actually this. If you go here, 10 recent transactions, if you say, let's count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I actually got it right. And these are the transactions. You can compare the wallets if you want, the wallet addresses. You can compare the wallet addresses to find out that it's actually, and in the last 7 days, I've really not done anything yet. Okay. I logged in on Monday, which is true. In the last 7 days, I've not done anything much. So I'm okay with this. This is fantastic. This is going to be live. You guys can try it out if you want, and give me comments and let me know your feedback. What I'm also going to do is I'll just quickly put in my next prompt. This next prompt is going to do two things. It's going to update the wallet search. It's also going to add a navigation link in the existing top nav bar. Okay, basically I just want it to be shareable, so that's why I'm putting this. Like I said, I'm going to be modifying it and making it better for you guys to use, and hopefully it will become something good. I think it's getting there. Everything is done. It's just deploying now. Once you finish deploying, I will refresh and then we'll take a look at it. Okay, fantastic. I think we're there. We've just deployed and moved on to cloud. So the next thing I'm going to do, simple. I'll just go ahead and refresh this and see if it shows us the new arrangement. Oh, that is nice. I don't know if you guys can notice this. This is the wallet inspector. Here it says dashboard. Now we're live. Wallet inspector. Initially it was saying that it couldn't do anything here. So let's still try a wallet here. Let's just paste a wallet here. Say search. Lookup failed. There's still an error that is coming up. I'm going to take this error and fix it. So 1 minute. Well, this is the things we see when we build. You always run into issues, always run into bugs and all that. But it's not a bad thing. It actually tells you that you're doing something right. So once you get to find out what the issue is, you find the issue, you debug it, you remove it, you correct it, and it will never happen again. So I found the issue and I know exactly what the problem is. So I've resolved it now. So I'm pushing and then after push, I'll deploy and then we can now see it. So I'll go ahead and refresh this to see. Fantastic. So you see it has been corrected. This wallet has not even had any activity in days. We're going to make all this is better. You know, I told you I'll be updating this app as we go. So I'm supposed to, like, this 7-day activity, you're supposed to search like 30 days, 90 days, 1 year activity, so that you can see everything here. So we're going to do that. But for now, my own wallet address. So I click cancel there. I paste. And then I search. So it gives me, this is my own wallet address. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, so based on the fact that you guys saw me will run into some errors and all that. So this is what I usually do, or this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it a prompt that's going to take care of all the errors. When there's an error, how to handle it. When it finds out there is one bug or the other, how the app is going to handle it. Instead of it just returning errors, we try to handle those errors, and so that the user will not be seeing codes as error messages when it's trying to use the app. So I'm giving it this. I say review the full wallet inspector for this final improvement. Once this is done, guys, the app is ready for today. In my next video, we're going to take it a little bit further, more steps, more features, and then you guys will see exactly what it does and how it's going to do it. So guys, this is I'm going to expand it so you see the full view of it. This is the dashboard. as it is. It's looking nice, but as we keep building, we're going to change it, put some few more advanced features, improve on the visuals, improve on the features, improve of everything, so that it will be more of a better experience for you guys. When you click on this wallet inspector, this is where you can paste in the wallet address and then get details of that particular wallet. Also, we're going to be improving this page as we go and get more results. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. If you have any suggestions to features that you want me to build into this, or any other application that you want me to build concerning the Pi network, please leave them in the comment section. Send me a message and I will reply. I usually read them, so I will reply to those messages. Until then, keep mining.